A.C.B.A stood. A.C.B.A is so nice. But I know the light looks like the sun, but it isn't the sun. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I got a swag you can never get. A.C.B.A. We reppin' it.
And that's pretty much it. The figure is really, really nice. The mold, the shape, the breasts, the buttocks, all of that stuff looks really, really great. Totally crushing the original release from Toy Biz. That figure is horrible, even though I do have her in my Detolf display. But I have her where you can't really see her face or body. So I'm in the freaking kitchen again. I had another gift that I had forgot to show, but I got some more glasses because my original glasses that I had, they all broke, damn near one by one. Just was careless, but this was a gift from my girl. Spider-Man, Iron Man, Hulk, Wolverine, classics. Bust these bad boys open. In terms of accessories, Black Cat just came with this little whip thing. Unfortunately, it's not articulated at all, so it's not really much you're going to be able to do with that because it'll just be fixed in this position. But again, like I said, overall, amazing figure, amazing bust line, and a very nice head sculpt. And this is definitely a must-have. So I was able to get one decent shot from the AIM SmackDown display, and so I went ahead and added Miss Marvel into this and finished it up basically. A lot of people asked me about the suited bodies since I posted up the last video. I showed the actual figure that the Ares head is on, and the main course 79. I bought it from my down low spot in the Bronx that I go to sometime. It was the WWE Aggression, Elite Aggression, something like that. JBL figure is the body for Ares. Originally, I was trying to get the Coup Triple H figure, which I think has a little more articulation, and it might be just a little bit smaller than this body mold. I'm still trying to get that one, so that's a good one too. And the body for Dakin is the DC Classics Superman figure, I believe. This is usually the body that I use for my Norman Osborn. I'm not Superman, I'm sorry, DC Classics Clark Kent is the one for Dakin, if I'm not mistaken, or Dakin. So there you have it. A lot of people ask me about those two body molds since the video and this picture has gone up on the net. And that's what it is. And then I got the second roster of New Avengers, or maybe it was the third actually, I don't even remember, but that's what's going on right here. The Luke Cage is a custom. That's from my man Mike over at Apathy Inc., one of the first customs that I ever purchased, and I've always held on to it. And actually the Luke Cage figure, the mold for that was from a wrestling figure. Can't remember which one though. So as you can see, this is a pretty simple scene, and regardless if I show everything within the frame or within the shot, I still pose everything as if it will all be in the frame or in the shot. So you can see that here, closely tight together with the New Avengers on that side. I try to really convey that they trying to be quiet and stick close together. The issue of Doc and being able to smell them or smell Wolverine had come up in comments on the pictures or what have you. But yeah, you know, use your imagination. You know, these guys are supposed to be drunk and a little out of it or what have you. But again, it's just one little brick wall piece from my Ogun Ryu set in the middle, and just some nicely posed figures on each side. And it's a very simple display. So, you know, I always say that. Simple display, simple display. I say that 700 times a month. And I do that just to encourage people to say, listen, man, you could do this too. Just take your time, be patient, and focus as much as possible on your posing, and everything else will fall into play. And I did get a little lazy on Miss Marvel. I was going to use a flight stand to hold her up to show that she's kind of hovering, but I used a little crate prop that I have just to prop her up, just so she can be seen and be taller in the back. And that's another thing. Composition is a big part of team displays and portrait style displays or what have you. You got to know how to put things into size order and for everybody to be visible. And I see that a lot, and people not really don't really pay close attention to that, but that is really, really important. You can see that I have it stacked right here where, Spidey is the lowest point, and then you got Bucky, Cap, and Wolverine, and, moving up to Ronan and Luke Cage, Spider-Woman. Everybody is visible, though. It's sort of like a pyramid in a way, and you got to think about that stuff, too, so everything is seen and clearly visible. I think this came out clean as hell, and it's a perfect representation of sometimes less is more. It seems like it's complicated, but again, as I panned out and you got to see what it's really about, it's really not that complicated. All right, moving right along. So this was a rather generous and large donation from the good Dr. Marrero for the FSP. This is a FSP donation. All of these items will go into the FSP. Got the Flashpoint DVD, which was a great movie. DC's always killing it on the animation front. I don't know what the hell they doing as far as this new Batman Superman movie that's supposed to come out. Sounds like a clusterfuck. But that's another topic. A topic for another time. But yeah, Flashpoint DVD. This was a letter just saying what was in there. Deadpool comic book. This is, I don't know, I guess a Galactus comic book here. Part 1 of the Infinity event, which I talked about in the last MTIT. Do y'all want me to still call this MTIT instead of main course? But in the last main course, I talked about this event. This is book 1 or part 1, and Batman Detective Comics number 18. So some nice comic books that can get added into some prize. Got the, I think they're calling this the 100-ton press that came with Colossus, if I'm not mistaken, which is a Marvel Select base, as is this Nightcrawler base, I believe, which I'll probably use in some pictures before I send it out. Gears of War Beard, which is a really nice figure. This must be from the last game that nobody really bought. And a Galactus part, which I got like a couple of Galactuses in the FSP, so that is actually, I believe, the opposite leg. I got a bunch of one leg, but protective figure, Darth Vader, 3 3/4 inch. Drax, which is funny, they just announced the Guardians of the Galaxy set. They'll be showing some stuff at Toy Fair. I'll talk about Toy Fair in a minute too. Iron Patriot, the Cap, the Ultimate Cap, Claw, Pyro, half of the Ironmonger Build-A-Figure, a couple parts for Onslaught, and the Rhino Marvel Select figure. So obviously all of these things is not going to be part of one prize package, but a couple of things can be coupled with some other things, and that's how the FSP works. So again, anybody out there that wants to donate anything to the FSP, just hit me up and I will give you the address where those things go. So once again, thank you. I appreciate you to Dr. Marrero, and moving right along. Ultimate Beetle. This was a sleeper in the wave. This figure came out really nice, and I know that was probably unexpected for a lot of collectors. It is comic accurate. It looks pretty much almost exactly how he appeared in the comic book. I will say that I have not read that run of Ultimate Spider-Man with Peter Parker as Spider-Man yet. Doing a lot of reading, like I keep saying, and I will go back and read that, though I heard it was really good. But also heard that he only appeared in maybe like 2 or 3 issues. So not much to go on as far as modeling some displays after the comic. So kind of doing my own thing here. Got the Amazing Spider-Man doubling as Peter Parker, as Ultimate Spider-Man, and a little tug-of-war situation we got going on here. This is actually a MU webbing prop. It came with, I believe, the Future Foundation Spider-Man, maybe. I don't know. I think they packed it. No, this one didn't come with the Future Foundation Spider-Man. It came with some other Spider-Man, but I believe they ended up packing the same prop in with the Future Foundation Spider-Man, but they colored it a little differently, but it's working kind of well right here. Like I said, a little tug of war action, and this is a really good figure. I would definitely recommend that you grab this out of the wave. I mean, obviously you have to if you're trying to build the ultimate Green Goblin figure. Probably one of my only gripes with the figure is just some little bit of shoddy paint work. It's not even, there's a little bit of bleeding here and there with the different colors, although the colors are really vibrant. They look good. They look good on film and on picture and what have you. And the silver parts though can kind of chip off easily. You got to really look through the pegs and pick one that's got some really nice paint work, because out of the package some of them are kind of funny style. You can't really see the green too much in the wings right here in this shot, but that was a nice touch with the shading that they did with the green and yellow on the wings. So overall it's a very nice looking figure though, and only the little minor paint issues is probably my only gripes with the figure. So the variants from the Spider-Man Infinite series have started to show up at Toys R Us. I believe they showed up on the East Coast first this time, which was kind of a switch up. They showed up on the West Coast for the first round of figures. I was not able to snag any yet, but I think that I'm gonna go and check my my local Toys R Us, because my man D was able to get one of each from our local Toys R Us, and I'm pretty sure he got the last of them. He was also able to grab that X-Men Children of the Atom based original X-Men box set, which I'm totally passing on because it cost way too much money. What they did first was they said that the suggested retail price would be like $90, and then it went up to $140 when it showed up at retail, and that's just nuts. That's the most expensive box set that has ever come out for Marvel Legends. Then after like a couple days of it being at $140 in the store, it went back to $90 online. So it's weird. I don't know what they're trying to do, but honestly, the set doesn't look that good. I'll show a picture of it real quick, actually. So yeah, those don't look too slick. They don't look that good. I'll be passing on those unless I can find them at some super low markdown price. I didn't even read that actual comic run anyway. I saw my man Michael Wisman mention that he read it just to see if it would actually motivate him to want to get the set, and it still really didn't. We was just talking about this in the group a week or so ago. So yeah, I'll be passing on that set unless I can get it for like $40 or $50 or something like that.
Won't stop snowing here in New York. It's ridiculous. Sick of the damn snow. Still going on a true run now.
See if I can score something in here real quick. Still on Star Wars stuff, but nothing I need. I'm good. I'm up to date on that stuff. Mini Mates clearance, $3.98. I don't know. I'm kind of tempted. Walking Dead, Glenn, 2-pack, $40 though, sure. Old Legends, nothing new. Shitty 3/4 inch figures. Bonkazonks. I know that lady that came up with this idea, whoever was marketing these things, they gotta be fired by now. Decided to check Kmart since it was right next to Toys R Us. First time I actually seen these in Kmart, so I guess you could check your local Kmart. Had them check it back, but it was no more. One little Ultron here too. I was looking to score some army builders, but no go. Messing around with something else here. Just trying to get the right angle. I used that Marvel Select Nightcrawler base that I got in the FSP. Just trying to show Nightcrawler porting in, him and Wolverine. Maybe I'll add somebody else. I don't know. It's not looking as symmetrical as I would like it to yet, but I'm working on it. Alright, so this episode's import spotlight goes to the Figma Samus figure. This figure is phenomenal. It's amazing. It's just a beautiful figure. You know, I'm very selective with the imports that I purchase. Wish I would have gotten this when it actually came out. It probably would have been my figure of the year if I would have purchased it in the year that it came out. I was able to get it on a re-release from Big Bad Toy Store. So I'm very happy with this figure. The paintwork is just amazing. It's phenomenal. I really like the articulation on the figure, tons of articulation, and the way that they actually, the mechanics of the figure are real smooth, really slick. The way they hid the different joints and what have you. Comes with a nice accessories. You know, you get the works when you purchase an import figure. Two little blast effects. You get two different ones. You get four extra hands and a base and a couple of other different accessories. Obviously, reviews for this figure have been up for months already, over a year already. But this is a must-have if you into like the Smash Brothers things, or Nintendo characters or what have you. I actually just recently pre-ordered that Mario figure too. So I am slowly building a little Smash Brothers team, I guess, or it's just the nostalgia of it with me. Nintendo was the first home game console during my time, during anybody's time, really. If you were born in the 80s or before that, you actually got to really see the evolution of the home game console and see everything from its inception up into where it is right now. So this is something that I think really resonates with people who are 30 plus right now. But even if you're not, you gotta recognize this is just a beautiful, amazing figure. So kudos to Figma, and this is something that I need to do a little bit more of. Kind of spotlight more my imports. I don't show them too much. Show a lot of Marvel stuff. So that's something that I will be doing moving forward this year in 2014. Correction. I think the first home game console was probably ColecoVision, maybe. Yeah, you got to be kind of old to remember ColecoVision. And then it was Atari, and then Nintendo. Nintendo wasn't the first home game console, but you know, you know. It's the red light. Switch it back. Working with 3 lights right now. So that's 2 on. And then one more spotlight. That's how it looks. Been reading still, doing a lot of reading. I read Age of Ultron, a lot of backtracking, like I said in the last episode. I read all of Age of Ultron. I read Schism. You saw like a brief little moment of me trying to work on a Schism display. I got to print out this cutout. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit that in this display. I mean, in this episode. I still have Cyclops and Wolverine set up in the poses that I want them to be in. But I read Schism, which I thought was just horrible. Actually, that's about the time that I stopped buying comic books. When Schism came out, I bought up to issue 3, I think, and then I just said, forget this. But I ended up going back and reading the whole thing, and I think the fight between Cyclops and Wolverine was cool. But that was just a setup just to bring on the AVX, which I haven't actually read all the way through yet. Probably gonna read that next. What else did I read? I read something else. Ultimate what the fuck? Ultimate Green Goblin. Pretty decent builder figure. This is the figure that you get to build when you collect all 6 figures. Unfortunately, I didn't even bother showing Electro. He's still in the package. I just removed the builder figure part that came with him and went ahead and built the Green Goblin here. So I thought this was a really good choice as a builder figure. Give us more Ultimate Universe characters. I thought it was actually pretty well done. I didn't actually see them using this body mold for anything else aside from the Hulk that they originally used it for from the Avengers movie line. So that was good. The gripes that I have with this figure is basically the same that I've had with some of the other ones as far as like paint. There's really no paint detail or shading or anything like that. They didn't even bother painting the fingernails or the toenails, but overall it's pretty good. It's a solid builder figure. I remember saying to myself when I first saw the teaser images for this that if the flames weren't removable, that I was going to be pretty upset. So I'm glad that the flames are removable. You can use them for different things as you've seen in my previous video. But they don't really stay on excuse me, as well as I would like them, and that's another gripe that I have. I wish the head had a better range of motion. I mean, it can move, do a 360, all of that, but I wish it could look up more. If you try to tilt it up too far, it'll just come off. And I wish the upper torso had a better range of motion. Wish it had an ab crunch. You know, I wish all the figures had an ab crunch and a waist swivel. But overall, it still is a solid figure and a very solid wave from Hasbro overall. I have the Amazing Spider-Man figure here, posing as Ultimate Spider-Man. Like I said, this is a smaller Spider-Man, so it does work well as a teenage Peter Parker. And again, I think this was a very solid wave from Hasbro. A few little quick adjustments. Try to get a couple good shots and keep it moving. Also working with one of my triples or doubles of Nightcrawler. I know he's got a little like speck on his like nose. I don't know if that's showing up. It probably will definitely show up in a picture, but probably get away with it on video. I might have to switch him out though. So yeah, I switched out the Nightcrawler real quick just to be safe. I'm gonna still work on this posing a bit. I have 3 of this Nightcrawler, so one of them I know had a little speck on the nose. That was the one I had originally. This is a real clean one. And then I got a good one inside of my main display in my Detolf. But again, you know, I actually left out some footage in the last episode talking about stuff like that, just trying to strive for perfection and really just trying to create this illusion and make everything look as crispy and as official as you possibly can. I had posted up a picture of that Carnage setup from the last episode where he was putting a smackdown on Spider-Man and Black Cat. And I had posted up a picture in the group before I actually really finished filming or taking pictures of the display, which I do oftentimes, to get feedback. You know, I'm not immune to getting critiqued, or I'm not above getting critiqued and people giving pointers to me as well too. So Nando had made a comment and said that you could tell that the dog was just flat on the bottom and the dog didn't look too realistic. So I went back and I changed it and I fixed it, and somehow I erased that footage talking about that. But you know, this is another situation right here. You know, that speck on his nose, the paint chip on his nose would have ruined a good shot. And we saw that recently in the group. My man James Cura had posted up a picture of a got you covered style display he was doing with Captain America, and Captain America's nose was all screwed up, and you know, that's, you got to go the distance. You got to really go the distance and try to make the display look as official as you possibly can. But just trying different angles and stuff. Pulled in a little closer. I was taking some closer pictures, but you know, that's the process. You got to take at least 50 to 100 photos on whatever setup you're working with. Different angles, closer, farther away, you know, it's like that. That's the grind. Okay, this has been another episode of Main Course. Getting out of here. I don't even know what's in this episode. It was really just a bunch of leftover footage from the previous episode, finishing off the Spider-Man line. Today is Saturday, February 15th, 2014. Yesterday was Valentine's Day, which means much of nothing to me, but I still did get a couple of nice things from my girlfriend. And today is her birthday, and tomorrow is my daughter's birthday. So I'm officially broke. But this weekend is also Toy Fair, International Toy Fair 2014. I'm hoping that I will be attending tomorrow and Monday and maybe Tuesday. I don't know. Still trying to work that out. But some pictures have already started showing up of some reveals, some nice things. Hopefully I'll have some pictures and a video coming up. But if not, you can still tune into the A.C.B.A. fan page. Shartimus is here in New York. He already put up one video tonight. He's actually supposed to be staying at my crib tomorrow night, so he could stay an extra day. So that should be cool. So either way, I'll still have some footage of me and Shartimus just hanging out, I guess. And that's pretty much it for right now. I'm gonna cut this kind of short, so this video is probably not even short, but I'm gonna cut it here so I can start getting prepared for the rest of this weekend. And I'm hoping that everything worked out with passes for me to go into Toy Fair tomorrow. So if that's the case, then look out for another video. Okay. Peace.